Welcome to Newsline proper. In the bustling heart of Umuahia, Abia State's capital, beyond the crowded markets, a quiet but vital industry is taking root. It is driven by men and women often overlooked, scavengers, known locally as I am condemned or waste pickers, who see value where others see only refuse. For these everyday Nigerians, survival means sifting through trash to find treasure, not just to earn a living, but to help keep our environment cleaner and our cities more livable. Their work, often uncelebrated, contributes silently to public health, recycling, and the informal economy. Ifoma Undu Okoli tells us the story of grit, dignity, and the transformative power of turning waste into wealth.
Scavenging, often dismissed as a nuisance, is now turning into a lucrative and respectable venture for many individuals in Nigeria, especially in Abia State. These informal waste collectors, once stigmatized, are now at the forefront of a growing recycling economy, cleaning the environment while also making a living for themselves and others. Across major dump sites, streets, and market areas, these men and women pick up plastic bottles, containers, and other recyclables, which they sell to middlemen or directly to recycling firms. The demand for these materials has surged, and so has the income of those bold enough to engage in the trade. Around the central dump site, very close to NTA Umuahia, are two dedicated scavengers, Carlo Azuma and Arize Obichukwu, who have built their lives around what others throw away. And today, they have different success stories to share.
Presently, I have about 28 workers. Least of them receive 38,000 naira per month. My driver goes home with 172,000 naira per month as well. Buyers are always there for us to come and give them. Whatever thing that we mobilize, you can sell it at will.
I have other people that I pay. I can let me say that I can make up to a month, like 200,000, but I can't work it only myself. Other people help one way or the other to see that thing will come up.
Henry Nnadozie is a dealer who transports plastic containers to commercial recycling hubs.
No food for a lazy man. Any person who want to live, go, do something to see, say, he chop. So Nigeria now, nobody dash somebody money.
Beyond the money, the impact of these scavengers is deeply felt. They help reduce environmental pollution, unclog drainages, prevent flooding, and reduce the pressure on government waste management systems. Like every other business venture, scavenging has its own challenges.
They should give us enabling environment. Today you will see people coming down from ASAPA. Next tomorrow you see people coming down from environmentals. The next day you see people coming down from health. All of them are coming to TASO for the same revenue.
Communities are slowly beginning to recognize their importance, and there are calls for government and private organizations to support and formalize the trade through training, safety equipment, and recognition.
We are getting them to make sure that all that they pick are properly reused, recycled, and rebuilt. So we want to see a situation where nothing comes out of that place as a waste.
We need to more like do an enumeration, which we started, know who is who, put them in groups, give them IDs, and then be able to provide a framework for them to work.
In a society struggling with unemployment and environmental degradation, maybe it is time we looked at scavengers not as jobless wanderers, but as eco-warriors shaping a better future.
I totally agree, and that is wealth at hand. In today's Nigeria, it's not uncommon to see university lecturers embracing side hustles to augment their income. But for Professor Nasir Hassan Wagini, it's more than just a survival tactic. It is a passion. Raised in the heart of Katsina, Nasir grew up tilling the soil and trading grains in the local markets, long before earning his academic titles. Today, Even as a respected university professor, he still proudly wears the heart of a farmer and grain seller, not out of necessity, but out of identity. Suleiman Kodogi captured this compelling story of the roots.
The current economic realities and the resultant challenges. Many Nigerians, academics inclusive, have diversified, some into farming and trading, while others engage in some legal survival strategies to keep body and soul together. For Nasiru Hassan Wagini, a professor of plant resources with the Omar Musa Iradua University, Katsina, is work in progress, as according to him, in addition to his academic job, farming has been an inherited vocation, as well as buying and selling of grains, sustaining him and his family. Interestingly, determined professor uses social media platforms to market his farm produce online. Professor Nasiru Hassan Wagini hardly misses weekly markets in the state, as he was seen at the Batari Thursdays market, doing what he knows to do best. A remarkable young man from a humble background made up his mind to rise from grass to grace while holding tight his academic career.
Waiting for white-collar job now is a dream of every Nigerian youth. And unfortunately, those jobs are not available. And if you can be determined with this small business, this daily hustle, you can grow up, you can build your own business, you can even employ people. What I want to pass to our youth, they should not be ashamed of doing an honest work.
For many, especially close associates of Professor Nasiru Hassan, it is a self-determination worthy of emulation, especially by the Nigerian youths, for the country to attain greatness.
I know him to be of very good temperament, very initiative, an intellectual and a gentleman.
He's inspiring us not only to rely on government for a job, but to start a business so that we can earn a living.
Added to his business instincts, Professor Nasiru is also developing varieties of plants, making his home another study center for students from different tertiary institutions.
Well, the world has gone past dependence on certificates, so it's good to get a side hustle to make a difference and contribute in your little space. Think outside the box. In Maiduguri, Salah isn't complete without a glimpse of Iya Mira, the Queen Mother of Borno Emirate. Regal, revered and radiant, she graced this year's Eid al-Kabir in her full traditional glory, drawing admiration from crowds around the Sheikh's palace. For many, it wasn't just a celebration, but a living display of heritage and royalty. Mohammed Abubakar tells us more.
The 6-year Maira in the history of Borno Emirate from 1900 till date, in person of Maira Mali Umar Garbay El Kanemi, flanked by the Akamas Ward women, being welcomed by the royal band of the emirate known as Kunguru, while she walked into the Sheikh's palace, typical of the royalist that she is, to the admiration of those around. Actions, they say, speak louder than words, as Maira Mali was seen dancing to the tune of the music composed by the royal band. What is the story behind this powerful title in the Borno Emirate? Is the question put to Zanna Hassan Bogoma, one of those charged with the responsibility of telling stories relating to the emirate.
The title of Yamira is being conferred on the mother of the reigning king at that time, whether it is in Birni or in Kukawa. It is the mother of the Shehu or that of the May. That is why it is referred to as Magira, meaning the Queen Mother. And here in Borno, since the coming of the Al-Kanemi dynasty, the title is retained. Today we are having Maira Mali, sister to His Eminence the Shehu Borno, who is the Maira of Borno. And the title of Maira is a very prestigious and a title that is as powerful as the reigning monarch.
For 11 years, I held the title of Yamoram of Damaturu Emirates. That, is an extension of the Elkanami dynasty before I was made the Yamoram of Borno some 9 years ago by the present Shehu, who later elevated the position to that of Yamaira in 2023. My position demands supporting the Shehu in handling the multitude of visitors that are coming on daily basis to see him for personal or official engagements. By tradition, Yamaira is a mother to all of us, including children of the Shehu and all other women within the emirate. And we salute her for using her title to advance the cause of women and unite them under a common platform.
As Queen Mother, a lot of responsibility lies on her shoulders. In fact, they are even given specific portions of land SPF to administer. Right from childhood, the princesses are groomed, they are well educated, and then they enjoy patronage. So that when they occupy those positions, the responsibilities bestowed on them are very, very enormous. In that, in fact, they provide all kind of support to the emir, that is the shehu.
In a day like that, Myra Mali, accompanied by her lieutenants, is seen receiving visitors also known as homage, an event that is only seen twice in a year.
It feels really good to see a woman making positive impacts. Now, still on women, it was a moment etched in history as Assistant Inspector General of Police Aishatu Abubakar Baju broke centuries of gender barriers to become the first woman ever to band as Gimbiar Biu, a revered title in the Biu Emirate of Borno State. In a colorful celebration that drew hundreds to the Emir's palace, the atmosphere was filled with pride, admiration, and a deep sense of cultural evolution. For many, AIG Baju's honor is not just a personal milestone, but victory for women in leadership. Talatu Lamon brings us the highlights of the celebration.
Emirate in Borno State has a long history dating back to the 16th century. Known for its heroism and resilience, the people have over the years worked together to repel threats and maintain security. It was a groundbreaking moment when Aishatu Abubakar Baju, one of the third highest rank officers in the Nigeria Police Force, was turbaned by the Emir of Biu, Alhaji Mai Mustafa Umar Mustafa II, as the first Gimbiar Biu, a Hausa word meaning princess or daughter of a king. It is a title of respect for the daughters of royalty, which reflects the importance of lineage and royal heritage in the society. In modern usage, Gimbiar describes someone who is cherished, respected, or held in high esteem.
I feel honored. I'm humbled. I just can't find the right words to describe how I feel today. At least I've been supporting, especially the youth. That's where my passion is. Women empowerment, fight against gender-based violence, and that's something that I'm going to work on.
As the first woman to hold this title in Biu Emirate, it is no doubt a testament to her exceptional leadership styles and contributions to her people and women across Nigeria.
We congratulate her for reaching this high, and then we pray that God Almighty will guide her in the service of humanity.
I've seen her commitment, her resilience, her loyalty.
She is an astute woman. She's an embodiment of intelligence, beauty, resourcefulness, and human touch.
She's a woman that likes to stand for women, fight for women. So I believe that she's going to do more now that she's Gimbiar.
She has contributed immensely, to the development of this country. And in Biu, she's a heroine because she has contributed so much to human capital development.
Born in Biu, Borno State, Aishatu began her primary and secondary schools at Gumbi II and Government Science Secondary School, Hong, Adamawa State between 1975 to 1986. She later obtained her Doctor of Veterinary Medicine from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria in 1994 and a PhD from the United Kingdom in 2007. AIG Aishatu was commissioned into the Nigeria Police Force in 1995 as an Assistant Superintendent of Police and is currently the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Animal Branch. She is the first gender advisor to the Inspector General of Police, whose role and initiative has positioned the Nigeria Police Force as an inclusive, gender-responsive, and equal opportunity institution.
Congratulations, Ma. History has been recorded. Keep breaking barriers. We, the women, are proud of you. Let's take a break. More to come on Newsline. Stay with us. States should reflect, reconnect, and redefine their craft. It was a moment of honor and aspiration as new fellows were inducted into the prestigious National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. The event was a reminder that in the business of connecting people, ideas, and impact, no one tells the story better than the marketers. Kelvin Samuel tells us more.
It was not just another event, but a gathering of great minds and a tribute to professionalism, graced by marketing icons, one of which is the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Malam Abdul Hamid Dembos, represented by no other than a professional marketer and general manager, NTA Uyo Alice Ugbe. The conference reflected on the theme, leveraging environmental and social governance in driving values across generations and how marketing should evolve to meet the current realities. Among marketing gurus were captains of industry and dignitaries who were not left out as they filed out to be honored as fellows by the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, having grown from the ranks over the years. In a heartfelt remark, the president of the institute, Idoro Yinena, reminded members to uphold the code of conduct by maintaining standard in service delivery as they strive to contribute their quota towards the growth of the institute.
That all that they know, they need to impact the next generation so that we have a consistent grooming and nurturing of the future talents in marketing.
We live in an era where value can no longer be measured solely in profit margins and in market share. True value now spans the planet we protect, the people we serve, and the principles we uphold.
Make your reputation your core asset, because that is what defines who you are at any time, at any place, at any circumstance.
Do solemnly pledge to uphold the provisions of the NIMN Act.
Thrilled by the honor, the newly inducted fellows, including Hawa Nimye, Director, Marketing at the NTA headquarters, couldn't hold their joy as they pledged total commitment to the cause of marketing in the country.
It's an inspiration for me to continue breaking the boundaries of marketing innovation. At this stage, consciously and deliberately focus on mentorship, integrity, and professionalism on the job.
Hawa has always been a very dedicated and forward-looking person. She's very committed to the marketing profession. She's marketing herself. So for this, I think that this is just another opportunity to tell her that others are watching. That good thing you've been doing, keep doing it.
This is a very important one because it's a lot of work. Creating ideas, selling them, especially selling something that people did not think was marketable.
Earlier, the event of the day started with a conference where experts took time to x-ray the different components of marketing and its significance in the society.
Congratulations to all of them, but more importantly, one of our own. Imagine a Nigeria where transferring money is seamless, secure, and instant regardless of the bank you use. That future just moved closer to reality as the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System unveiled a groundbreaking digital platform known as the National Payment Stack, designed to simplify and unify the way financial transactions are processed. The solution is expected to redefine everyday banking for millions of Nigerians and strengthen the drive towards a fully cashless economy. The event was witnessed by representatives from central banks across 20 African countries. Amaka Owo was there.
After 14 years of the existing Nigeria interbank settlement system, instant payment platform, a new innovation called the National Payment Stack was on display. The latest platform is a transition to the future. Beyond being an instant payment engine solution, it is the foundation for Nigeria's financial future, which helps to foster cashless trade, improve government social intervention, tax payment and revenue collection across board digitally.
Nigeria is now well positioned to help other African countries build their own switches and also extend our platform. We've already helped one or two other African countries. We are in talk with about 2 or 3 other African countries who are also very interested deeply in the Nigerian stack and payment to enhance their own local services.
It is secure, it is robust, and so that in itself creates and reduces the barriers to entry and gives people more confidence to participate in the system.
Nigeria aims to achieve $1 trillion economy in 8 years. The National Payment Stack lays the foundation towards achieving this stride alongside collaborative efforts of other agencies.
The integration of digital identity is key to unlocking access to financial and government services.
It's a strategic asset designed to boost operational efficiency.
Representatives of other countries enumerate the advantages of this innovation to the African economy.
We're building instant payment systems that are gender intentional. That means they are contributing to women's financial inclusion, trying very much to reduce the gap. Just the way in which women interact with financial instruments, just ensuring that that empowerment speaks to the household.
If you have an unified system across the continent, it can, for instance, promote cross-border remittances.
The Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, created by the Central Bank of Nigeria in its 32 years of existence, has processed over 50 billion transactions.
Transacting just got easier. Thank you, Amaka. Now let's talk arts. For almost 125 years, looted Benin bronzes were displayed in foreign museums, despite clamor for their repatriation. Now, all the years of dialogue are paying off with the return of 119 of those artifacts to Nigeria by the government of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Adiola Kwame, who witnessed the official and historic handover, reports that it was an exciting moment for Nigerians, particularly the Benins.
The Benin bronzes will not only be a source of inspiration for artisans and historians, but also serve as a catalyst for the cultural tourism that enriches both our economy and our soul.
With the signing of the documents, a proof that all the artifacts in the Netherlands have been returned to its rightful owner, Nigerians, not just the Benis, could not hold back the excitement for being part of history.
We pride ourselves in our history, and it's good to have something that was ours over 100 years ago being brought to us again, so they can be where they were all those times. A few days ago, His Royal Majesty rose majestically from his reverend throne and used the adder to send a message of the few that had been returned, to ensure that others hidden all over the world return back to Benin.
The Benin Kingdom is known for its prowess in bronze casting and strong cultural beliefs. The bronzes were primarily made for the decoration of the Oba's palace until 1897, when the British colonial masters invaded the kingdom, taking away their most cherished artworks.
These are embodiments of the spirit and identity of the people in which they were taken from. To other parts of the world, you may say these are artifacts, but to us, they carry deep spirituality.
All the characteristics of the 16th century product, they are embedded in them, and we can equally say they are authentic.
For the Kingdom of the Netherlands, returning the artifacts is a historic restoration of dignity and a move for renewed collaboration and exchange.
It's a policy that the Dutch Parliament decided upon in the year 2000.
that objects that are in Dutch government museums but that are clearly looted in colonial times should be returned.
The Nigerian government asked for the return of these Benin bronzes, and so we have a commission for colonial collections, and they advised us to return those 119 Benin bronzes.
The revered Benin monarch's message was read by his daughter, while the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Edo State represented Governor Monday Okpewolo.
It has been the wish of my father and grandfather to ensure that all the looted Benin artifacts in 1897 were returned to the palace of the Oba of Benin.
For Edo State government, we will continue to support the Benin royal family, continue to support the palace of the Oba of Benin. We will continue to support the Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty, to ensure that these sacred objects that are being returned are eventually given a befitting royal museum.
This is good news indeed, and permit me to say welcome back. In a country where markets usually operate daily or every 4 or 5 days, the people of Okehi local government area in Kogi State are still holding on to a unique tradition, one that only comes to life twice a year. It's called the Adokpisa market, and for the locals, it's more than a trading post. It's a cultural homecoming, a spiritual rite, and a powerful reminder of identity and ancestry. David Oritogun joins us into the heart of this rare market day to uncover its historical roots.
This is Adokpisa market in Ehima, Okehi local government area of Kogi State. Though with the features of a regular market, its uniqueness is in the numbers of days it holds in a year. Just like every other market, household items are traded in Adokpisa market. What makes the market special is that it holds only twice in a year during the Echori festival, celebrating New Yams. This is when every other market in the community is closed for the Echori festival.
When you wanted to buy new yam, the first day you come, the next day, no market, until the third day, which is today. That's how the markets come 2 times in a year.
History has it that the market was born out of sympathy for traders from neighboring communities who brought in their produce to Ehima for sale during the Echori festival, unknown to them that all markets were closed. Out of his magnanimity, one Pa Adokpisa offered the traders a space in his compound to sell their produce so that they will not perish.
Anybody who wanted to buy anything okra, he has a place in the frontage here. You people now should come and stay here. That's the genesis of that market.
The place till today has become the only trading point during the 3-day Echori festival in Ehima, Okehi local government area of Kogi State. The Adokpisa market, which is known for the sale of new yams, has grown over the years to attract traders from within and outside Ehima who take advantage of the market to buy goods at cheaper prices. The 2025 edition of the Echori Festival held on Monday 9th to Wednesday 11th June, notwithstanding the early morning downpour. Many came out for commercial activities at the market, knowing that after the 2 days, they will not have such opportunity again until next year.
It's yearly market, we're during the yam festivals.
People know that we always say market here because other markets will be closed for the year. That's why people also come here. They will sell well.
I buy things here because they used to sell market, so something is cheap. Something is cheap and you get what you want here.
The Adokpisa market holds on the 1st and 3rd day of Echori festival in the month of June every year.
Thank you, David. The fact that things are cheaper there, well, we'll give it a trial. Let's take a break. Stay on the line. You're still watching Newsline on NTA. Turning 70 is no small feat, but when that milestone is marked by life spent in service to the country, community, and humanity, it becomes a legacy worth celebrating from the front lines of law enforcement to the corridors of community leadership. Retired Commissioner of Police Olushola Amore has worn many hats as a protector, peacekeeper, mentor, and now a revered traditional title holder. Family, friends, and admirers gathered to honor the man behind the uniform. Ime Udori brings us the story presented from our studios.
It is only a grateful heart that gives thanks for every blessing, big or small, and acknowledges the source of all goodness. For this reason, a two-time Commissioner of Police in Kwara and Niger States, the Ashiwaju of Erinja Orile Yewa Fiwagboye of Ilobi, Chief Olushola Emmanuel Amore, is acknowledging the grace of God, gratitude for the gift of life, health, and strength that has sustained him through 7 decades. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, family, friends, and admirers joined him to mark the day. The officiating minister, Venerable Taiwo Lupiton, in his sermon highlighted the benefits of service to God, encouraging the celebrants to love God more.
Keep looking unto 120 years.
At a reception to celebrate this life of impact, it was more of a police affair, as the ceremony drew a large number of senior police officers, both serving and retired, traditional rulers, and other well-wishers.
He's a kind-hearted person, a loving and caring person, and he's married to a beautiful soul.
Very good officer, a very good, personable person. He understands family.
The Inspector General of Police paid glowing tributes to the former CP, recognizing him as a role model and consistent source of inspiration to his personal and professional journey in the force.
On behalf of everyone that you have touched his life, I'm saying thank you to you. God will continue to bless you, and God will continue to crown you with his glory.
Even as a policeman, you will still do the right things. Vehicle papers has to be complete. You have to have your driver's license while you're driving.
His testament, the celebrant says, is more of the grace of God, and 70 years is the beginning of a greater season.
I'm now going to change the way I worship him, I praise him, because he has seen me through many obstacles in life. And I thank God that at least I have fulfilled the 10. So my advice is just for everybody to do good to all manners of people.
Olushola Amore had a distinguished career in law enforcement, serving with dedication and integrity. His leadership and vision, many say, helped shape the Nigerian police force into a more effective and responsive institution. As he steps into the 7th floor, their wishes for him is a happy, healthy, and more years of fulfillment.
Congratulations to the birthday boy. Keep shining. Now, for some widows in Ogun West and the Federal Capital Territory, 2025 International Widows Day brought relief, hope, and a fresh start. Left to navigate life's burden alone, most of them had long struggled to make ends meet. But through the Kadash Empowerment Foundation, founded by Temitope Adeola, wife of Senator Solomon Adeola, help came in the form of life-changing support, startup, and financial grants. Their stories speak to resilience, and this gesture of compassion is designed not just to assist, but to empower. Hope is one of many women who have faced the harsh reality of widowhood, left to raise her children alone after losing a husband in 2012. The years that followed were filled with struggles as she depends on others to survive. Like many widows, Hope faced poverty and uncertainty, a combination that often leads to isolation, helplessness, and silence.
So I just encourage myself with the Lord. Because I was there with our children. The children gave me hope. So I have to stay for the children.
But today, there's a new chapter thanks to the Kadash Empowerment Foundation. Founded by Temitope Adeola, the initiative is giving women like hope, a renewed sense of purpose through economic empowerment and support.
We are committed to providing education and skill training to widows so that they can earn and lead, fight for their rights to land, inheritancy, and protection from abuse, creating space where their voices shape the future.
Value has indeed been added onto your lives, and everything that has been put into you, I beg you, by the mercies of God, use it well.
Through the foundation, the women received training in practical, income-generating skills like hairdressing, fashion designing, leather crafting, and agribusiness. To help them kickstart their journey to self-reliance, beneficiaries were provided with essential tools such as makeup kits, sewing machines, hair dryers, and startup capital.
With the additional skill I have to join everything together to be strong and to stay. And this is an independent one that you can pass to your children.
So far, 250 widows have benefited from the program, with 100 women from the Armagh Council area in the FCT and 150 from Ogun Southwest Senatorial District. Beyond the tools and training, the initiative is restoring dignity, building confidence, and giving these women something they feared they had lost: hope.
They want the widows to be stronger and not weak again. We should not go and beg for food anymore.
I appreciate them. God will make them higher and more.
At the close of the program, beneficiaries proudly showcased their creations, a powerful symbol of transformation, resilience, and what empowerment truly means. We have them around us. They need our love and support always. It was supposed to be a place of healing and transformation, but for 25-year-old Usman Musa Bujawa, the Katsina Reformatory Center became the setting for a life-altering trauma. Once admitted to the facility for rehabilitation and moral reformation, Usman emerged with a missing hand, amputated under circumstances that have sparked outrage, investigations, and deep questions about accountability in Nigeria's correctional system. Established over 3 decades ago to help young people battling substance abuse and moral decline, the center is now at the center of controversy, and a family is left searching for answers. Our Halil will tell us more.
Center for about 3 weeks for rehabilitation, but was allegedly tortured and chained, leading to serious injury and eventual amputation of his hand. His family claims the action of the center is brutal and inhuman.
The family took him for rehabilitation due to his drug addiction, but unfortunately, he was treated in a manner we did not expect.
The outcome has left him handicapped at a critical stage of his life. We feel he has been cheated and pray for divine intervention. We appeal to the Katsina State government to thoroughly investigate this incident and ensure that our brother receives the justice he deserves.
However, authority of the center denied the allegation, stating that Usman attempted to escape and sustain injuries during the process. They claim Usman had a history of attempting to harm himself and had previously tried to commit suicide.
This Usman Musa was brought into the center on 1st June 2026 with the reason of drugs addiction, stealing, and attempted to kill his mother. On that very day, Usman attempted to escape with a leg iron through the ceiling, but stepped on ceiling burglar where he failed to escape and fell down where he injured and wounded all his hands. On that very particular day, Usman ran on Bazar Road to hide where he fell in a culvert and his hand was damaged again.
The incident has attracted the attention of human rights activists who are seeking legal redress for Usman. They are calling on the Katsina State government to investigate the matter and take necessary action.
We on our part will ensure that this matter is thoroughly investigated and pursue all necessary legal actions against those found responsible.
As Usman lies in the hospital with a severe limb, many are questioning the effectiveness of the reformatory system. The incident raises questions on the balance between rehabilitation and human rights.
There are several questions to be answered. We'll keep you updated. For many Nigerians, especially children, that prized piece of meat is often reserved till the very last bite. Why? Is it a childhood habit, the stock, or a tradition, or probably a way to save the best for last? In this light-hearted but curious exploration, Janime Uko headed to the streets to uncover the reasons behind this age-long dining habit shared across religions and generations.
Proteins are essential nutrients for the human body. They contain biological compounds such as enzymes, hormones, and antibodies needed for the effective functionality of the body. It therefore becomes necessary to have proteins like fish, meat, eggs, milk, among others, as integral part of our daily meals, with some persons forming habits around them. One of the eating habits is leaving the protein to be eaten last after finishing the food, a practice that many Nigerians confess to.
Eating meat last in the soup sustains continuity in the meal.
My parents normally use the method of that we need to eat our meat last, being that he would share the meat according to our age group. Then each of us, after eating the meat and the food, will now pick the meat according to our age.
I leave my meat till the end of till when I'm done eating my eba.
I will be eating the meat and also consuming the food at the same time. I eat my protein last. That's because I was brought up that way.
Parents also speak on their roles in encouraging these eating habits.
Back then, as a growing child, my mom used to insist that before you can actually take your protein, that you must finish your meal. So that has become part of us, and unconsciously it has grown into the extent whereby I've even passed to my children.
I've tried my best to train them the way my father trained me on that aspect. But my dear, my children, immediately they see meat, they will eat that meat first. For those toddlers, I will first of all put food without meat. And after finishing their meal, I will now give them the meat.
When you are eating with the elder, respect the elder, wait until the elder asks you to either take the protein or don't take the protein.
Are there any cultural or traditional explanation to this habit?
As a young child growing up in the eastern part of the country, you have a way of, a child will not go for the meat or fish as the case may be when he or she's eating with adults. You wait for them and then definitely they will eat and take your own meat and leave the rest for you and all that.
It teaches a few things in Yoruba culture. For example, one, it teaches respect. That's something that the Yoruba culture places very high esteem. The fact that when you're eating with elders, you have to wait until it's your turn. It teaches patience, knowing that you have to go through the process before you end the reward, which is the protein. And then it also teaches the fact that there is some form of order.
Islamic belief is that the Prophet ﷺ taught us how to eat. You eat your front, you don't put your hands in the middle, and then you ensure you finish the food and lick the plate.
What are the nutritional benefits of eating proteins last after a meal?
Well, portion control tells you the quantity of food to eat. The meal planning tells you what to eat. Then meal sequencing tells you the type of class of food to eat at a particular time. So for folks that want to stay healthy, want to stay better, or you are trying to fight diabetes condition, so this is always advisable. Take your protein and fiber first. It will increase your fullness too, and also reduce overeating, which also leads to reducing weight gain.
Whether your reason for keeping the meat until after eating the food is saving the best for the last in order to enhance your overall dining experience, experts have recommended eating meat last after other foods for digestive reasons. The reason for this is because meat, especially red meat, is more difficult to digest than lighter foods like fruits, vegetables, and grains. Research shows that starting with these lighter options help the digestive system gradually get into gear before tackling the heavier, more complex proteins.
Saving my protein for the last has always been one habit that I learned from childhood. The reason is simple. It helps sustain my meal so I can finish my food. Why do you keep your meats for the last?
And that's because the proteins are the best part of any meal. Do remember, in every silence there's a story, in every village, a voice, from pain to purpose. Tonight, we have walked the path where truth and culture met. As the night deepens, we hold on to the heartbeat of our nation. As true Nigerians, we'll see you next week. I'm Elizabeth Omori.